The WWE prides itself on being sports entertainment, and that means that they need to have their wrestlers perform at their 100% best at all times. Obviously though, that's not possible, and it leads to some really bad screw-ups that you don't want to miss. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7. A kick and a miss. Okay, so you know that wrestling is choreographed, right? Not fake, but choreographed. That means that everyone who is in the ring has certain things that they have to do, certain cells that they have to perform, and so on and so forth in order to make everything click, right? Well, in a segment between The Big Show and Alberto Del Rio, things didn't click. The segment was as simple as could be. The Big Show was chewing someone out, and he was holding a bucket up to his head. How convenient. And then Del Rio was to go and kick the bucket into his head and make a big show of it because he got hit with steel. Very easy. Except, as you see here, he not only whiffed hard, he had to do the kick twice just to make it work. I mean, talk about embarrassing. First off, Del Rio is a skilled guy, so doing botches like this doesn't happen very often for him. But when it comes right down to it, the whole segment was stupid. I mean, Big Show is literally propping the bucket up to his head and waiting for Del Rio to kick it. This is why the WWE isn't considered the greatest of television shows at times. Because for every great thing that they do something like this. And it just sadly really shows how bad the show can be. Anyways, on to number 6 with Bayley. Bayley is a wrestler who's done some really good work over the years, and she's one of the 4 horsewomen in the WWE who helped bring forth the women's revolution and thus upgrade the class of WWE matches in regards to the women. Go and watch her battles with Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Ember Moon and you'll see her top tier matches. But sometimes they have moments that are just weird. And Bayley has been one to goof up sometimes. Such as during one match with Charlotte when she went for an elbow drop and completely whiffed. How do you do that, Bayley, with your skill level? Seriously, I want to know. It was so bad that the announcers couldn't help but acknowledge that she whiffed, and they never do that. I like Bayley a lot, but this is a mistake that she no doubt wishes she could take back or completely redo. Number 5. Over the ropes. One of the reasons I make sure to note that wrestling is choreographed and not fake is because there is a lot that these athletes have to do in order to make sure these matches shine, not the least of which is flips and lifting people up onto their backs, which isn't as easy as you might think. Anyway, there is a former wrestler known as Mark Henry whose label was that he was the world's strongest man, which is a title he earned because he did win that legendary competition, but that doesn't mean that he can lift everything with ease. As you can see in this clip, he was seriously struggling to get over those ropes. And he's the world's strongest man. But what makes this fail so much worse is the fact that when he tried to shove the steps into the ring, they bounced right back and hit him in the head. And the crowd was more than happy to laugh at him because of this really bad mistake. You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up! As you can see, not everything is as easy as it looks, even for someone like Henry. Number 4. Through the ropes. You can do it. One of the most basic moves when you're doing a match is that of going through the ropes. Really. It's meant to be an easy move, and it's dramatic as you're usually sent flying through them and onto the floor. That's padded, but still. But even for legends like Kurt Angle, they can botch this to high heaven. So let me set this scene for you. The Shield, a fan favorite faction in WWE, was getting the band back together for one last match, and a lot of money in merchandise sales. And to put the beat down on some heels, they were trying to destroy all of them. One problem. A real-life illness that was potentially life-threatening affected the leader of the group, Roman Reigns. So he couldn't make the match. WWE's replacement? Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, which would have been fine if he had been in a ring in a recent period of time, which he hadn't been. They even helped him out during the match by bringing him in, taking him out via injury so he could rest and then return. But the botch itself came when wrestler The Miz tried to kick him out of the ropes and Kurt made it look oh so awkward. Yeah, it was ring rust, but it was still bad. Number 3. Security! Okay, so this one isn't a wrestler mistake, it was a security mistake, and honestly, I can't fault them too much for it. But it was memorable and thus it makes the list. So here's the thing. When it comes to a WWE show, whether it's a house show, Raw or SmackDown, or a PPV, the fans are a big part of the show. But one of the most important rules that everyone has to follow when you're a fan is don't jump across the barricade. Seriously, like never do that. It's a quick way to get yourself kicked out and banned from future events, if not arrested. And in recent years, a lot of fans have done that for one reason or another, including one attacking Bret the Hitman Hart at the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. So, obviously, security is put on high alert to not let anyone who's not supposed to be in the ring in. A problem arose during WrestleMania, however, when WWE brought in NFL superstar Rob Gronkowski to be a part of the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, in regards to him interfering with another wrestler. They even set the stage for this by having a heel wrestler, Jinder Mahal, throw a drink at Rob. So naturally, when the time came, Rob tried to get involved, but the security guard there, bless her heart, tried to do her job and stop him. It was awkward, but eventually she got told it was okay and the sequence continued as planned, and it was a good sequence. Again, can't blame the guard, but it does show that someone didn't inform her enough to let her know what was going to happen in the match. Number 2. Ref! I know from a certain outside perspective, the referees in WWE and other wrestling promotions may seem pointless. They're not really there to do anything other than count 3, except to tap out and do a countdown, and sometimes cause interference if the storyline is right. But refs honestly do more for wrestling matches than you would expect, especially since they help sell the story. But for one ref named John Cone, he did a little too good of a job in selling a certain event. It was a match between The Big Show and Braun Strowman. These guys are huge, and their matches together was like Clash of the Titans. And during one spot, they recreated another legendary Big Show moment by having the ring explode via a superplex from the top rope. Very cool stuff. And like a person in on the joke, Cone braced himself for the impact. But he did it in the wrong place, and so when the ring collapsed, he went right down with it in an absolutely brutal way. I mean, just watch it. Yeah, not fun, but hey, he did his job and sold that story, right? Number 1. Ouch. I'll keep this one short and sweet because it speaks for itself. During a tag team match, wrestler Cesaro was thrown into a ring post, but he hit it in the worst way possible, to where his front 2 teeth were not knocked out, but shoved into his gums. No, really, you can hear the sound for when he hit the post wrong and you know something's not right. And the craziest part? He finished the match, which was like another 10 minutes, in extreme pain no doubt, and then he had to be rushed to the hospital to be fixed. What a champ. Well, there you have it everyone, a look at some of the worst mistakes wrestlers ever made, and the hilarity that ensued because of it. Which of these mistakes was the worst in your eyes? Which mistake do you feel should have been on this list? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.